Hello, and welcome back to Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul. Today we're going to do a restoration slash custom on a Hot Wheels heavyweight truck. We're going to turn this truck into a tow truck. And I got a kit that I purchased off of eBay, and it looks pretty cool, and I'm excited about doing this. Now this truck is in pretty rough shape. There's a lot of paint missing. There's the wheels need to be replaced. The windshield is in pretty bad shape. But I think we can definitely bring this one back to life. Well, without further delay, let's go ahead and get started. I went ahead and drilled out the post. Let's go ahead and take the truck apart. Now, once we get the windshield out of here and the interior, the posts on these cars are extremely thin and narrow. You've got to be super careful with those. If you're trying to use a 256 screws and tapping like that, you have zero room for error. This is why I use the 1-72 kit. The base here is in pretty good shape. The suspension block is good, but we need to change out the tires anyway, so that's pretty cool. We'll clean this up and we'll polish this up a little bit and make that look good. Interior's in good shape. It's very basic. Windshield, we're just going to go ahead and replace that because the kit that I got gave a new windshield with it, so that's cool. Here's the kit that I got off of eBay. Comes with the tow assembly. Now the white piece moves also, which is really cool. It comes with windshield. I actually bought two kits. It comes with one set of tires, and it also came with the collector button, which I was pretty happy to see. While this car is currently red, we're going to strip it down and we're going to paint it 2 shades of blue. Here I'm using the citrus strip, and I got a fresh batch here. The other one was getting pretty gunky, so I decided to go ahead and change it out. I just threw out my bowl, and we'll use this citrus strip to peel all the paint off this. Now, usually it'll do it in about 15 minutes or so, but I like to let it sit for about an hour. Sometimes I'll even let it sit overnight. Just use your stiff brush. Make sure you cover all the areas inside and out, and you'll get rid of all the paint that way, especially if you're doing a color change. This is definitely the way to go. Now, citrus strip isn't the best stuff on the market, but it doesn't smell so bad, and it works. It works slower, but it works, and it's very reasonably priced. You can get this at Walmart all day long. Let's go ahead and let that set. Alright, here we're going to drill out the post. Now, like I said, these posts are extremely narrow, and you need to make sure that you're drilling straight on and centered on the post. Folks, I'm telling you, if you don't do this, you're going to blow out the post and you're going to ruin your build. You've got to take your time with this. I can't begin to tell you how many times I have drilled out the post when I first started doing these cars, and it ruined the post. And very disappointing when you first start. That's why I make these videos now, so you can learn from my mistakes. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell to be alerted to any future videos that come out. So take your time drilling out the post and be really careful. I can't emphasize this enough to you. Just go slow and make sure you're drilling straight on. Alright, we're just about done drilling this out. Then we're going to have to tap it for screws. Yeah, these older cars with these narrow posts make me really nervous. I use a little bit of motor oil, just a little dip on the end of the tap. And I go ahead using the 1/72 tap here, and a tap handle that I got from brightvisionwheels.com. These tap handles are fantastic. There we go. Back that out. Now, if you feel any resistance when you're tapping out the screw holes like this, stop, back them out, clean out your tap, and then do it again. It might be because your tap is getting clogged, and you don't want to twist it too tight, because if you do, you're liable to snap that tap off in the hole, and there's a good chance you're not going to get that rest of that tap back out. I did one once. I snapped it off, and it came out. Fortunately, I could back it out with a little bit of a needle or something, and I was able to back it out and save the casting. But you got to be careful with that. There's today's tip from your Uncle Paulie. Alright, we're going to use the 1/72 screws, but we're going to use the 3/16 inch long screws. Easy for me to say, right? Because I drilled a little bit deeper on the post. I got the two different sizes. I got the 1/8 and I got the 3/16. Now the reason I have the two different sizes is because sometimes when you look at the casting, the post, usually in the front, sometimes in the back, is a lot shorter than the longer post. So you want to use those shorter screws. And there's sometimes you may even have to file those down in order to get the screw into the post. Here we've got the base. We're going to put it in the 50-50 mixture of lime-away and water. I've got this sped up now 3 times, and you're going to be able to see the lime-away working on the tarnish on the car. Now, the lime-away actually is a mixture of muriatic acid, so you definitely don't want to get this stuff on your skin. Let's go ahead and let this continue to play, and you can enjoy the bubbles. A lot of times when folks make videos, you don't get a chance to see the actual action that is going on when you're doing a cleaning process like this. But it is boring to a point. That's why I sped this all up, so you can definitely see what happens, but you don't have to go to sleep while you're waiting for the video to finish up. It's been approximately 3.5 minutes. Now we're going to go ahead and pull it out, and we're going to use this brass bristle brush, and we're going to scrub off any of the leftover tarnish or residue that's on there. I use the brass brush because if you use a steel brush, it'll take away, you know, whatever you're trying to scrub down, but it also leaves a lot of scratches in the basin like that. The brass brush is a lot more forgiving, so that's why I tend to use the brush like that. It doesn't harm the plastic, which is really cool, but I'm going to change those wheels out anyways. Plus it also protects any of the wires or anything like that that you have for your wheels, so I leave the tires on there if I can. Well, that's looking pretty good. I'll dip it back in the mixture one more time, rinse it off, check it out. That looks pretty darn good. There you go. Now at this point here, you're going to go rinse it off in the sink and dry it off with a towel. And if you want to polish it up, you can. It looks pretty good, so I'm not even going to bother. But now we're going to change out the wheels. The wheels have a little edge on them, these cap style tires. I follow the edge with the razor, stick it in the slot, twist it, and they pop right off just like that. Let's try this again. Whoop, there it goes. Alright. Now I got these cap wheels from the Redline shop. A lot of the stuff I get for restoring my cars, my Hot Wheels, I get at the Redline shop. And you can check them out at www.redlineshop.com. If you've got any older Hot Wheels, the original series, this is the place you want to go to get your supplies. That looks fantastic. Good deal. All right, that's good. Let's move on now. Now the body has got some tarnish on there, and it's got a little bit of toning to it. So we're going to use this Scotch-Brite pad and scrub it up and smooth it out a little bit and get rid of some of that toning. Now I'll also use steel wool and a few other things here. The sandpaper if necessary. I don't like using sandpaper, but I will if I have to. And using the Scotch-Brite pads. That's one of the best ways to get rid of some of this stuff. Okay. Well, that's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and move on to the painting process. What I want to do here is I want to paint the entire truck ice blue. And then after that, I'm going to go back in with some darker blue and try and fade from the back to the front a little bit. Now, there's not a lot of really big surface on here, so it's going to be a little bit hard to see. But I know it's there, and that's the way I wanted it, so that's how I'm going to paint it up. And that's why I'm calling this a custom and not an actual restoration. I go through and I use this ice blue, this Spectre Flame paint, and I put a mist coat on there first. Try and get all your hard to reach places first, like in your fender wells and underneath and inside the cockpit and stuff like that. Then you can come back in and get the outside areas that are easy to get, like the roof of the truck or the sides or something like that. But you're only going to put a few mist coats on there. Then after that, let it set for approximately 5 to 10 minutes. It starts to let the paint kind of tack up and get sticky. Then it will actually give you a base for the rest of your paint to stick to. We've let it set for about 10 minutes. Now we're going to go back in and put a little bit heavier coats on. And again, we're still using the ice blue. There's 3 different colors of blue. You got ice blue, you have Windex blue, and you have regular blue. And they're all fantastic. I love using these Spectre Flame paints. I got a few projects coming up where I'm going to take some of the older Matchbox cars that are all painted in enamel, and I'm going to take them apart, polish them up, and then redo them in Spectre Flame. And I'm really excited about that. If there's anything you'd like to see as far as work or customs that you'd like me to do, or different vehicles or different procedures or styles, go ahead and please let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to try and accommodate you. Now, when you comment things, I might not answer you, but I promise you I read every single comment. This is starting to look nice. Now, you got to be really careful, because if you saturate it too thick, it's going to start running on you. I could actually see that this was starting to build up a little bit too much on the truck, and when I finished painting it, I actually hung it upside down so it wouldn't pool on the bottom of the vehicle until it started getting sticky enough. Well, I think that's more than enough paint. That looks pretty cool. Here we have all the pieces. We've got the paint job, the beautiful Spectre Flame paint. We've got the base that's all redone with the brand new wheels, and the base is all cleaned up. We got the tow truck package that I got from eBay. All you have to do is do a search for Hot Wheels heavyweights, and stuff like this will come up. Let's put it together and we'll do our reveal. Here we started with this Hot Wheels heavyweight. The red color is pretty chipped up. It's been old, it's abused, it's been played with really well. So we're going to take this apart. We're going to sand it down, buff it down. We're going to replace the windshield. We're going to clean up the base and polish that up. We're going to replace the wheels on there, and we're going to turn this from crappy into classic. And this is what we got to: a beautifully restored Hot Wheels heavyweight tow truck. That kit from eBay works fantastic, and whoever built it did a beautiful job. I'm really pleased with it. Again, we've got that beautiful blue paint. You really can't see the fade. I'm a little bit disappointed in that, but there's not a lot of surface area there. We got brand new tires from the Redline shop. The base has been cleaned up and polished, and this would be a wonderful addition to anyone's collection. Now, folks, as I try and tell you before, you can do this. You can do these cars. You can do restorations. You can do the customs. All you have to do is start. That is the hardest thing about this hobby, is starting. I would recommend that you start with a main line out of Walmart or Target or someplace like that to practice your skills on. And then if your goal is to do red lines like this, at least you'll have that much ability. And watch the videos that we put out. We've made those mistakes, okay? So we're doing this stuff so you don't have to make the same mistakes we did. I do have a Patreon page, and I'd like to thank these folks that donate to my page. Jim Silva, check out his YouTube page. Mr. Stacy Wright, thank you. Daryl Bagtel, Michio Woods Garage on Facebook. Go there. He sells Hot Wheels, and he sells the different other kinds of cars too. Please check him out. Aaron Murphy out there in California working overtime during this crisis. They want him to work, so he's doing it. Mr. William Robinson, Mr. K7, thank you so much, brother. Jake Rademacher and Sam Pascal, thank you, gentlemen, for your generosity. My name is Paul with Diecast Graveyard. I want to thank you for joining me on this video today. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Contact me in the comments section if you'd like me to make something for you or if you have any ideas. This is Paul. Have a great day.